Hi, so welcome to our trig lesson. So I'm just gonna start with the basics. You let me know if you want me to clarify something or if you'd like me to explain something further, right? So okay, for trig, let's just start with the basics, right? The first thing we're gonna start with is our Cartesian plane, right? So when you have a Cartesian plane, you know that you're just gonna have the 0, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, and 360 degrees, right? Because 360, remember, is just a cycle, right? So that's the first thing we're gonna start with. So when we talk about trig, you need to know about cos, sine, and tan, right? So okay, now let me explain these other angles. So we know that between 0 and 90 degrees, it means that your angle is just less than 90, right? But it's bigger than 0. That's why I'm saying 0 plus, because your angle is just bigger than 0, but it's less than 90. That's why I'm saying 90 minus theta, right? Because our angle is theta. And then in the second quadrant, we know that your angle is bigger than 90, but it's less than 180, right? Which is why you have 90 plus theta, because it's bigger than 90, right? Then you have 180 minus, because it's less than 180. So the same is the case for third quadrant, 180 plus, 270 minus, and fourth quadrant, 270 plus, because it's bigger than 270 and it's less than 360, right? So I also wrote minus theta because remember you're at 0, so it's just less than 0. Remember 0 minus theta is just minus theta, so that's why I put in minus theta, right? So about the first quadrant, what do we know? We know that all of them, sine, cos, and theta, sine, cos, and tan are positive, right? And in the second quadrant, we know that only sine is positive, others are negative, so that's why I wrote S there, just for sine, because sine is positive in the second quadrant, right? In the third quadrant, we know that only tan is positive, that's why I wrote T there. And in the fourth quadrant, we know that only cos is positive, right? So when I was in high school, we used to say all students take coffee, right? So you don't forget, right? That's it with the Cartesian plane, right? So what you need to know is that you see I have sine of 180 plus. So basically here we're just gonna go and look at, okay, what's 180 plus? 180 plus is just the third quadrant. What do we know about sine? We know that sine is what? Is negative, because we know that in the third quadrant only tan is positive, so that's why you have minus sine, because sine is negative, right? So sine 180 minus, let's go to 180 minus, where is that? It's the second quadrant, right? What do we know about sine? Only sine is positive, that's why you're gonna have sine of theta, right? So the same with cos, right? You have cos of 180 plus theta. Where's 180 plus theta? That's the third quadrant. What do you know about the third quadrant? Only tan is positive, right? So which means cos is just gonna be negative. So that's basically how you go about it, right? So there I wrote everything. Oh, and the last thing with 90 degrees basically changes sine into cos, and it changes cos into sine. That's all you need to know there, right? If you see sine of 90 something, just know that 90 is just gonna change sine, or 90 is just gonna change cos. That's why if you have sine of 90 plus theta, you see we're having cos, right? But we have to be careful here. Look, we have 90 plus theta. Where's 90 plus theta? Second quadrant. What do we know about sine in there? Only sine is positive. So yes, you're gonna change to cos, but you must remember that it's positive. Sine is positive, right? That's why you're just gonna have positive. Let's look for something different. Okay, there's cos. You have cos of 90 plus theta. Let's go to 90 plus theta. Second quadrant, right? What do we know about cos here? We know that cos is negative. But remember, 90 changes cos. It's gonna make it what? It's just gonna make it sine. But because we said it's gonna be negative in there, it goes with the sign. I hope it makes sense, right? So the last thing that you need to know for our basics is that cos of negative just gonna be cos of theta, right? Sine of negative is just minus sine. Tan of minus is minus. Why is this the case? Remember what we said. Minus theta is where? Is in the fourth quadrant, and only cos is positive in the first quadrant, right? That's why cos of minus is positive and the rest are negative. Okay, so in the second video we'll just do an example where I'll explain everything.